All right. We're just waiting on Elisa. She's trying to sign in. Yay!
Talk about, wow, talk about down to the wire.
We made it. Let me make you host.
Okay, good. That way I can do the,
Yeah. And make sure you put it on the channel that you want it on,
okay,
whichever one you want it on.
good deal. All right. Okay, come on.
It was really good to see you. I like the white on you.
Oh, thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. Let me see. So, come on. Q&A's here. Come on, live on YouTube person. Get the lead out. Where is it? Oh, wait a minute. Now it's working. No.
Is it giving you the option now?
Yeah, but I signed into the wrong one.
Oh. You can just sign out.
Yeah, it's okay. It's easy. Okay, let me close this. All right. Go live. Okay, and well, let me start by saying thank you very much, Pamela, for doing this, and thank you to my boy. I love you so much.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, do I see you? Okay, I see you there. Good. There's YouTube. And let me close some windows here. Also, I want to announce to people, please, please, please do not pay for Top Chat, because I'm going to go in the order of, and one of the whole points is I really want this to be a free option for those of you who need help but can't afford an entire session. Although you should book one with Pamela because she's really good. Make it a Christmas present for yourself. All right. So shall we get started?
Yes.
Okay, let's start with the Q&A on Zoom. Susan. Hello, Susan. My name is Susan, and I was wondering if my dad, Bob, had anything he wanted to tell me. He passed away in January 28th.
It's very interesting because I'm getting these two different images of him. For those of you who don't know, I do a lot of automatic writing when it comes to mediumship, so you'll see that a lot. I'm getting an image of him in a full suited, like black, with a bow tie and a top hat, and he lowers it, and then he laughed and said, "I would never wear this."
Oh.
He said, "If you want to take off my baseball cap, maybe, and do it." So it's like he's just trying to get her attention. And he said, "I come to you in mom songs, not your songs that you would be looking for that make me think of you, but mom songs," which you also would not expect. So he's just trying to do everything he can to get your attention in relation to your body and your health, and the complete and necessary change that he feels needs to happen with your exercise and eating and lifestyle. Like he says it needs a complete renovation, much in the way that you used to get on his ass about it, he said.
Oh, that's great. All right, we got another one here. Phyllis, I know who you are. Erik keeps telling me to get out of my head. He did this when she and I and Robert were doing the e-board of Erik's. It was a message. Can you elaborate for me, please? I'm pretty sure I figured it out, but need confirmation.
A couple different things. You can't figure out life in advance. Otherwise, you won't be living. You can't go from memory of your past and pull that into your head, or speculate about the future and pull that into your head. I'm just trying to get you into the moment. You can't learn in this way. It doesn't work for you anymore. It's never going to work again. You are shifting. You can't learn in these ways anymore. The shift He said the shift is real, and it's a pun for the shit is getting real.
This shit is real. This shift is real. That would be a great t-shirt. Somebody make it out there. This shift is real. But put the F in parentheses.
And it's hard for her, he said, this shift. And he just wants her to know that he's there with her, but that he can't talk to her in that way because she will doubt it and deny it and say that it's not happening in the way that she believes. So like her belief gets in the way when she's doing the telepathy and crown chakra stuff.
Yeah. So maybe would breath exercises, I mean, when you breathe, that's when you're in the not now. What are other things you can do? Meditation, active meditation, probably.
He said, as much as I'd like to promote that, she's not going to fucking do it.
Okay, that's fine.
He said, I figured that, but she's not going to do it.
Okay. All right, we'll go on to the YouTube live people. Hello, hello, hello. If you just now got on, please do not pay top chat. Okay, just do not pay anything. Please, please, please. Hello, hello. Hi back to everybody. Yay 7598 wants to know if there are any predictions for Ireland. Oh, for love of country, what a nice question.
December the 23rd through January the 12th is an interesting shift for something in their government there that he says they've been waiting on, something that's going to make them feel that they can have more access to the way that they plant and grow, and something with lands and food and getting food from lands. So there's something going through government around that time that maybe would be interesting for communities there and for families there who do a lot of planting and growing. So water. So, you think that Ireland, he said, you think that Ireland wouldn't have so much a problem with water. It's fucking everywhere and gifts like that. But you do. So your issue with water is that it's all reined in, it's all controlled. So some things in late 2020, like around November, to early 2021, around February, like in that time frame, is going to shift in loosening up the reins around control of water in your country. Just a lot of interesting things happening that make food and land and water more accessible.
Well, that's good. Okay, so if any of you guys want a message from a deceased loved one, you have to include their name, just saying. And also, again, don't pay for top chat if you guys are just joining, because some I see are. Denise DeLuca did not get that message because I just said it. She'd like a message from her son. Can you get anything? I mean, she gave her whole name, Denise DeLuca, so maybe.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget about music just because I'm not there to do it for you. Like there was something about music that died in her world, and it needs to be reborn, is what he's saying.
Okay. So not do it. Do what?
Don't forget about your love for it, your connection to it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
She's not so much as into it as he was, but she was when he was alive. And there's this happens in grief. Eric says there's just cutoff of these things.
It had happened to me. I still don't enjoy music.
Right.
Or reading. I just
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. All right. So here's Michael Dibb. Hi, I'm struggling with a lot of suicidal feelings. Well, first of all, if you have suicidal thoughts, please call the suicide hotline and get a hold of a mental health care provider. Okay, but let's see if Erik has any advice except for that, and then I would love for you to please go and call now.
Yeah,
his name is Michael. Michael Dibb.
Erik just kind of went off to my left side, and then to my right side, Jesus came in, and he just stepped aside and he went.
Yeah, you got to step aside for Jesus. Come on.
That's what he said.
Michael, that must mean something. Jesus came in to help. Jesus taking the wheel.
For real. So two things. And these messages have been coming through me as well from Jesus for many, many people, including myself, for the past several weeks. One of them is about the transition that you're going through in the body. And he said, you will find heaven where you are. You will find it precisely where you are on earth. Everything that you seek other than that just kind of falls away. So all of these interests and all of these relationships and all of these things that you kind of cling to for happiness, those things just go and start to just go by the wayside. And that's okay. Please be peaceful about that. And then the other message he has for you, Michael, is about health. Because you had made a pact with yourself that your health needed to be really, really much better, or you wouldn't be interested. And boy, do I understand that. So Yeshua says, and health. Let me give you the definition of health and how it's coming around. Health is the result of relinquishing all attempts to use the body and the mind lovelessly.
Oh, wow. That is so profound. Gosh. Okay.
So everything that we think that we're doing to feed ourselves, to exercise, to love ourselves emotionally could stand a renovation right now. So that's something. Don't use your body and your mind so lovelessly. He said, Michael's having a problem with this, so we're gonna have to put it in perspective. Erik, we go back to him. Erik said that Michael tends to give and serve and sacrifice his needs and just kind of put his energy out there to other people, and he can serve them lovelessly. So Erik wants Michael to serve himself in the same way he would serve other people.
Wait, he serves them not lovelessly, lovingly, right?
Excuse me.
Okay, yeah.
Lovingly. So he wants Michael to turn onto.
Yeah, put your oxygen mask on first, and then the child next to you. So in other words, the rest of the world.
Erik said this is physiological. You know, he said the things that I wish that I knew. Well, okay, so I did know. I was just stubborn and didn't want to do it. But Erik said that it's this matter of taking care of things with food and taking care of things with proper sleeping patterns and taking care of things with just simple things like getting up and going to bed at the same time daily. Those simple things can be the key to keeping you alive.
Okay. All right, Michael. Well, also you can call in to the radio show tomorrow. I'll post instructions of the call-in number today, actually, if you want to talk to Erik some more. Sending you prayers and love. All right. Obviously, Jesus thinks you need to be here longer, so that must mean something. All right, let's take one from the Zoom side of things. K. Queenie V. Erik, I'm struggling with procrastination coupled with analysis paralysis. Oh my God, me. From perfectionism. Procrastinating because you don't procrastinate about procrastinating. Okay, now I'm just very confused. You're procrastinating right now. So there we go. I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm in the middle of I better keep my day job, Jesus. I'm in the middle of an ugly divorce and I need to be very productive right now. Can you please give me some guidance?
Erik said, I want you to question the statement before I answer your question. I want you to question yourself. I need to be very productive right now. About what? And there are some things that that's true about, like finding a different home. Like he said, status of living right now is changing so dramatically, and that's a shock in and of itself. So you're right, you need to be productive about those basic life needs, but you do not need to be productive in the way that you're handling things and that you think you're getting guidance on, but basically you're just trying to control and analyze your life. So in essence, you have to breathe and stop being a control freak, even when you're afraid. The brain likes to control your life more when it's afraid. So there is not a moment in which your inner voice will fail to direct your thoughts if you just get out of the way and stop doing all the things you think you need to do, that you say you need to do, that you're analyzing. What if you just did not do some of those things so that you can be centered in your thoughts and let your inner voice guide your actions, let your inner voice lead you in all this productivity, and then you're walking steadily. But you need to be centered about this, not just this and then that. Put away your list, and if you're going to have them, at least only put like one or two things on them, or throw them away altogether until you can recenter your thoughts. You have to direct yourself in a way that's more quiet, more trusting, more peaceful, and just doing things as they come to you, not in this forceful, uh, almost persecuting way. She persecutes herself, he said.
Yeah. I understand, because I'm the same way. I really am. So I want to step in here and say, you know what? So many of these questions are wonderful, because you guys in the audience who are not posing these questions can learn so much from them. So I think it's cool. All right, so
he wants
go
to
ahead.
So he said that she keeps saying to herself, I just want peace in my life. I just want peace. I just want peace. And he said, you can't have what you already are. You're meant to shine that peace into these scenarios and be that example for peace for yourself and for others, especially during a divorce. So peace is clearly an internal matter for you. It begins with your own thoughts and then extends outward into your actions. And if you extend all this stuff that you're doing outward before you let your thoughts be peaceful, then that's when the chaotic stuff happens.
Yes. All right, now we have some question from Sherry. I was told my sister is going to be too busy to interact with me. Is this true? Her name is Bug. I assume that she's deceased, and they could split themselves off infinitely. I can't imagine. I'm too busy. Sorry.
He says it doesn't work that way unless they're honoring, your contracts in some way that you either are conscious of or not. So, for instance, he's going back to my life as an example. When my dad passed, because he was and still is my best friend, I could not handle it. So I said, please don't talk to me for a long while. But I didn't know what I was asking. but I asked it, and he didn't talk to me for a long while. So in spirit mediums would come to help me. They would say, he just seems so busy over there and unwilling to come through. So some of that is contractual. So what Erik says for you to do is rewrite your contract, rip up the old one. Even if you don't know what it is, you can still rip it up metaphorically and say, whatever this is that's making, our contracts this way, I now, revoke that, and go
That's
forward
awesome.
my
Yeah,
own way. Yeah.
I think that would work. All right, now to the YouTube side of things. Um, let's see, who's next? Oh yeah,
Which is confusing because we still did not bring her dad through, and I still need his name.
who? Oh no, this is a Bug, her sister.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Because dad wasn't coming through. Sister is. I got dad instead.
Oh, okay.
So what's going on with dad, and why is his energy this way? Because when I look at him and Erik shows me him, that he shows me a living person. So it's interesting that I'm getting energy of dad talking right now. So something must be going on. Normally when I get messages from someone in that way, it means their health is bad.
Well, I
So
think we. Oh, okay. Go ahead. We
yeah.
probably need to. I mean, we answered that question, and maybe if you want to find out more about Dad, you can call, or do maybe next time, because we have such a long list of people asking
Oh, okay.
questions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
One per customer. But anyway, yeah, book a session with Pamela. I'm sorry. I hope that didn't hurt feelings. Okay, let's see. Estrella Oliver Olivar, probably. I would love a message. What you got for her, Erik?
Mm-hmm. Life's teachings right now are taking you in one direction, and it has your full attention. and it has one goal, and that is for your creative voice to be in its power. Everything that that looks like in money and jobs and careers and hobbies and goals, you know, we as spirits don't think about those things as much as living people do. What we think about is how you feel when you're doing those things. Your contracts are about your emotions. You're
Yeah.
here to master your hearts. And that's my message to you. Your direction right now is about liberation and freedom, helping yourself and others find sovereignty and speaking truth in your and letting your voices be heard. This is
Wow.
your purpose. Purpose is from your heart. Purpose is not what you do with it.
That's very powerful. All right, Leon, we have something from Marie. Hi, I was wondering what I should do to jumpstart my career as far as creativity.
Erik said, there's nothing that you have to do to get to that.
You just have to be, maybe, I don't know.
So
Like
it's a
I
matter
know.
of like looking at this. Look at this. Take your career, take it like it's something, and just put it over here. It's I have my marker over here, so we're just gonna put it over here, and we're gonna observe it from all angles. This is my career. Do I like this writing? Do I like this cap? Is it easy to get this cap on and off? These are all metaphors, by the way, for different things in relation to that. But more so, how do I feel about this pen when I hold it, when I write with it, when I do anything with it? How do I feel? And is it the way that I want to feel every single day forever? Okay, not all careers are forever. You can't jumpstart your career while you're just looking at this as an object. Your career is an objectified situation. So, how are you feeling when you are within it? When you decide how you want to feel, you can creatively direct yourself, and you will suddenly make powerful decisions such as, hey, I don't like this. This is inconvenient. This cap is too hard to get off. This is too blue, blah, blah, blah. You might go and buy a whole different set of pens. I just did that, by the way. So if the pen is the metaphor for career, basically you need to observe it in all of the ways, kind of externally of you. Stop identifying your heart with your careers. Your heart is in your career. You're extending your heart into your career, but it is not your heart. So if you want to send creativity into your career, you need to push it out here and look at it separately from you, because it is separately from you. It is not your identity.
Oh, well, that's really so many of these things are just incredibly powerful. All right, somebody wants to know, JT, sorry. How's my dad Lester doing? So maybe we can bring Lester in.
Uh-huh. He came to me eating corn, and I know this sounds strange, but they just have very specific ways to let people know. He was like straight up chewing down on corn on the cob. And then he laughed and he says, my teeth were really not in that position to do that. I'm just trying to get her attention. Um, so we don't have teeth over here, he said, and he smiled toothlessly.
Oh,
And he said, I love you, and I want you to pay attention to yourself in ways that involve resting more. You are exhausted. You're exhausted. And you can't keep going this way. You're burning the candle on both ends. And it's not even, it used to be for other people, but now you burn the candle in other ways, and you need to calm down. I'm concerned about you, he said.
oh. All right, that's maybe meditation, all sorts of things. What should he do? Does he need to see a JT? It could be a girl, a therapist, meditation, um, Reiki healing.
She needs to actually go to the doctor.
Okay, all right.
Check
Let's
in,
see. Yeah.
check in with a cardiologist.
Okay. All right. Uh, the Zoom side of things, I hope you're having a great day. Well, so far so good, but the jury's still out. Just started it. I would love to know what advice Erik can give me regarding my marriage. Love and light. Well, love and light back. This is for Jen.
Yeah. So Erik said, you keep saying it's complex. Is your marriage a Facebook status of it's complicated? What if it isn't? What if the common denominator in relationships that don't work are you? And for him, it's the same way. It's his responsibility. The common denominator is him. If everyone was just looking at themselves of straight up, do I love this person enough to be with them in a marriage forever or not? If you can't answer that question with a straight face, you know it's an issue that you personally need to work on, and you work on it and fix it or leave it. There's no other options. Complexity is when you are in this world. You are in it so much that it's tearing you apart, that all your belief systems are reflecting back into your face and probably smacking you in the face. So, but that's not from spirit. Complexity isn't this way in spirit. It doesn't have to be this hard. You either want this or you don't, and you know this answer.
Well, what is it specifically that she can do on her side of things?
She's staying in a relationship that she simply doesn't want to be in, and it's either say that and fix it or get out, is what he's saying.
Well, how if it's fixable, what could she do to fix it from her standpoint? What could she change about herself and her interaction, or whatever, anything?
It is unusual because a lot of these times it's just about speaking her truth and speaking to him and telling him that she's leaving and telling him that, hey, these are the things that I've tried to work on, and since it's not working, I need to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes just kind of putting that out there, in this case, because he said she's just going to go like this to that answer because she has done these things, but she needs to do it in a way that she really means it, and just this, we fix this together, and this is compromised together, which means he is going to need to compromise or she's going to have to go. And in this case, she's already tried all those things, so she may just have to go. And then if he wants to shift, then he can shift then. So yeah. This is a tough one.
Yeah. It often is. I see somebody raising their hand. I don't want to click on anything, so I just mess things up. So I don't know what that means.
That she wants you to look at her question. That's all.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm just going, not alphabet. I'm going chronologically. First come, first serve. At the all you can eat spiritual buffet. All right. He got one from Core. What message does my spirit guides, grammar police, Core? What messages do my spirit guides and relatives who have transitioned have for me regarding my career? I applied for a part-time bookkeeping job a month ago, called them last week, and the company said that they are still looking at resumes. I love bookkeeping and have a lot of knowledge. I bet you do.
He says she really does. She thinks way outside of most bookkeeping boxes. So it's a great way to get a start after she's gone through some interesting transitions with grief and health. And now she's at the tail end of that. So she just wants something that will kind of give her a foot into a career after a long period of just trying to deal with herself and her family. So while that's all good and well, Erik says, are you underestimating yourself? Not with bookkeeping, but with that specific job itself and what it can offer you and what it can't. And its hours in particular are interesting. She thinks that that's going to be something that would be beneficial to her, but he's saying that it probably won't be. So just looking at things in this way of art, sometimes when things aren't working out or taking too long, are you taking your energy and just putting it into this one goal and this narrow vision of this, and this is what I need? Or are you also dispersing that energy and saying, I'm also interviewing here and I'm interviewing there, and perhaps I'm looking at something other than bookkeeping, maybe just anything. So what is she doing to disperse that energy in order to keep the flow of the energy of her intention? That way it doesn't stop and just get stagnant. So if you're waiting to hear back from a job, keep going, keep looking, keep moving your energies, she says.
Sounds good. Oh my God, I just realized there's not only the Q&A, but there's a chat field. And I clicked on it. It's like, brrr. Oh gosh, I wish I could answer all these questions. Well, let's go to, oh yeah, I want to do three of the Zoom side of things. So one more. Amy McFarland. My name is Amy. When will my son Blaine resolve the inner turmoil he's experiencing?
Erik said, you know, it doesn't work that way with timelines. I'm not going to give you a prediction.
Yeah. Well,
But
what can he do? What can she do to
yeah,
help him?
I want you to do something really hard. I want you to accept that this will be long term, even if it's not.
Is it a contract thing? Something
Yes.
he's, what is
Yes.
he here to learn from that? Who's
We
teaching
just
who?
automatically, he's teaching her. So he said, what if we just automatically, for this situation, just gave full acceptance and forgiveness of this and just loved him completely like it is and stopped trying to change it with the exception of basic life functionality? What if we just embraced this about him and said, okay, this is just who Blaine is?
Yeah.
What then? Then perhaps he would have the support and encouragement, not that she doesn't give it, but he needs to feel that he is accepted even in these times, more accepted.
Wow, that is powerful. So what is the lesson for her? Patience, humility, could be so many
Control.
things.
She's
Pardon me?
she's terrified. So what happens when the mind is terrified? The people just try to control things and go, let me just throw help at it. Let me just sacrifice myself to
Oh,
just
I've been there.
fix
Yeah.
this person, do everything for this person, and he doesn't want to be helped. He wants your acceptance of what is going on.
So what is the lesson that he's teaching her from this spiritual contract?
Acceptance.
Acceptance, of course. All
Acceptance.
right. Now that I know there's the people on chat, oh my God, how can we do this? I mean, is this really real?
No, guys, you don't need to put it in chat. Like, put it in the Q&A if you're on Zoom, because she can't keep up with chat.
She knows me all too well, and YouTube Live. All right. Well, we'll take one. Hi, Alisa and Pamela. I'm wondering if my son Jay has anything for me. He will have been gone 7 years.
When are you gonna get on a motorcycle? Is what Jay said.
That's funny.
When are you gonna get on a motorcycle? When is the wind gonna whip through your hair? When are you going to listen to the sound of birds by the ocean again? When are you going to do these things that we all love and that you love? When are you going to start breathing and living and eating and dancing? I just want you to get back to you, and you still haven't. And I love you, and I love you even if you still don't, ever, ever, ever.
Okay. Oh, I thought I didn't know it was the end of a sentence. Oh my God. Okay, so let's take YouTube. So from now on, guys, just the YouTube Live and the Zoom Q&A. I can't keep up with 3. I can barely keep up with 2. I'm old, man. You just got to cut me some slack. All right, so let's see from this side of things. This is from Anita Prabhu. Hi, Alisa. Thank you. Just wanted to know if I'm on the correct path with my spirituality. I also have a grandson born deaf. Was this his choice, and will he be okay?
What's her first name again?
Anita?
Erik said it's always his choice when babies are born that way. I haven't found an exception to this. It is what you experience is your choice. So there's something that happens when you either are born that way or whether or not you come across being deaf or blind later. All of the other senses take over in a different way to almost overcompensate, which activates something in the mind that physiologically feels good. What that means is he's going to feel good to be in this scenario. It's not going to be unnatural to him.
Interesting. So why did he sign up for deafness? What was the lesson to be learned for him or others?
He had already experienced that. You know, the vision, the the sight and the smell and the sound. He had already experienced so many senses, so he wanted to experience kind of a cut off of that one particular sense because he was always overwhelmed by too much sound, and he just wanted to experience sound for in an inner way, like in the mind and the body. He wanted to experience vibration, not frequency.
Okay. Any advice for Anita's spiritual growth? Is she on the right path?
You are very interested in oneness, but you cling to creativity in this way where you say you can only have one or the other. Like if I'm in a world of full creativity and fully connected to this earth, then I'm also not in oneness. And that's not true. You can be in both.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see. Bless you.
Sorry.
Jasmine, don't apologize for that. Jasmine Bonaga, I really want to know if my dad is dead or alive. His name is Rodolfo Bonaga.
There's so much going on. My face is so hot right now
Oh,
because I really want to answer it. And Eric's like, that's not for you. So these type of questions, if you don't know, don't make assumptions. What is important to know is that you know nothing, and to wrap your world around yourself and to wrap your arms around your own heart. To assume death or life would be tragic in this scenario. Death is just tragic, and to assume he's alive but not that you can't find him is tragic. So can we just embrace the peace of not knowing, please? It would be unethical otherwise.
oh, okay. It's you're breaking the spirit guide contract there, so we don't want to do that.
It's tough for me.
Well, is he okay? Maybe that's all we need. Is he okay?
He's always okay.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's see. Leanne, my vision is off. Well, actually, my glasses are so freaking dirty. Leanne, picture. Hey, all the way from Newfoundland. Oh God, I really want to go visit that place. I just have this thing. I need to go there.
Yes.
Oh, just wondering if my Nan Ethel picture has any advice for me.
Ethel?
Mm-hmm. Pitcher, like a water pitcher.
It's cool. Yeah, she's really, really beautiful, by the way. She still looks like a movie star, you know?
Wow.
It was powerful. But she's very quiet with me right now. She said, there's something going on in your family that you do not want to embrace. And it's about children. And she said, it's about their choices. And you don't like their choices because you're afraid that they will make the wrong choices, but that makes them feel out of their power when everyone's worried about their choices. So there's this one child or grandchild that everyone's got their center focused on. And Ethel says, well, I guess that grandchild got, her way. So basically, Ethel's kind of like, she's really soft, but when she does speak, she has this matter of fact, tell it like it is, just really clear, very few words. And she said, well, that person this one wanted the attention and now she has it. So now what? Are you going to just call her bluff on things? Are you going to let her explore? Because you can allow her expansion without obstruction from you, and let that be very literal. Let that be how she experiences her life on earth. And she's powerful. Are you going to take away her power by just being afraid of her choices?
That's well said. I worry it's like a mother's worries never stop. You worry about your own kids, maybe one or two, and then you have grandkids and you worry about them. But hey, there's so many of them are struggling because of spiritual contracts, and we don't want to deny them that. All right, so we got one other one from YouTube. Are pet souls in heaven? And yes, it is, right? But there's no like, okay, this store for animals, or this store for humans, this for aliens. They're right?
Right. It's just, of course, Erik said, of course, but it's just very difficult for me to explain because people compartmentalize and they want me to compartmentalize. So he said, look at heaven like you're looking at the screen of, and he's showing me an air traffic control screen up in a tower for an airport. So he said, you have all of these. If these are, I'll just like write down what he's showing me in my mind. So, humans, basically speaking, depending on where they are, somewhere between here and here. Animals actually ride on the backs of humans. So if humans are learning their lessons, then they might be here. But if humans aren't, then they might be here or here or here. And then they can split off and be in all those dimensions of heaven simultaneously. And then other things happen where there's like a near miss, people are going all over the place. So it's just not as plain as day of there's this one degree of heaven because we are multidimensional beings.
Very cool. Maybe there's a particular, oh, so that means a horse pet, they might actually ride horseback on us. Wow. Okay. Anyway, I just thought I'd throw that in for whatever reason. All right. I fly. There are special healing waters in Bosnia near the pyramids. I didn't know there were pyramids.
I just drank some.
What?
I did. Someone sent some to me.
Wow. That water can't be sold internationally. What is the healing water source? A healing water source in the United States. Thank you. It's not Buffalo Bio, I'll tell you that. Go ahead.
Not Texas, no, Erik said?
No, I don't think so.
Um, many sources. Look to the natural springs everywhere, all over your lands. He said, just the natural springs. They're blessed in the same way that the natural springs are blessed in these other lands. So why are we looking for something sacred to be so far away from us when our country is just as sacred and our homelands are just as sacred as anything else? Just look up underneath your feet and go to the damn river, he said.
Yeah, and you can put your intention in
Yeah.
the water, right? Like,
Yes.
or maybe put a special crystal in it, like
Yes.
rose quartz or something.
Yeah.
And just if you say, okay, you are now healing waters.
Bless
Boom.
your own water. Bless
Yeah.
your own water.
There we go. That's so interesting. And I did get my thing, and I keep forgetting to use it because it's buried under lots of trash. All right, so let's go to Fabiana. Papa Stefani, buongiorno. Dov'è l'ambasciata americana? That's where's the American embassy, and that's the extent of my Italian. All right, so hi, Elisa, Pam, and Erik. Dealing with a small surgery this week and I feel I'm doing lots of healing. What can you share? Please, how is my healing going? Anything I should keep in mind? Thanks so much. Okay.
Okay. So there are two different ways that healing can go, especially after a surgery. And there's this way of, people tend to just want to get up out of their rest and push themselves too much, which, can be devastating. And then there's this other way where people just lie in bed and take a bunch of pain pills and do not get up out of bed because they're terrified that they're going to feel pain, and then by the time you get up out of bed, it's like, then they got the pain pill thing to deal with. He said, I really want you to find your middle ground in this journey and not go one of those two ways. So you can rest and get plenty of it, but then push yourself just a little bit, just a little bit. And then when you feel your body say no, then you get back in bed and rest some more. And then the next day, perhaps you push a little bit further, but not much further, and then get back in bed. So you can push yourself and see where you go and just trust your body. He's making a reference to me. I've had 4 C-sections. I didn't have any kids naturally.
Wow. You're lucky because I've had both, and the kids often argue, ew, you came out of mommy's vagina. I didn't have to. It's like, okay, overshare, sorry. But it's like,
I push myself too much, and in 2 of those births, I just oh no, I feel good. I feel really good. Get out of bed and start walking around and vacuuming and everything, hemorrhage everywhere happened. So so there are in between ways, and then there are other ways that I was kind of like, oh, I'm scared I'm going to do that. So then I'd lie in bed too much. So he wants you to find your middle ground and how, listen to your body, people. He said, just listen to your body.
okay. All right. So I just want to repeat, guys, I'm going to take YouTube live questions and the Q&A Zoom questions. I can't do Zoom chat also. So next time, just go on either the Zoom Q&A or the Facebook Live, if you don't mind. Or even if you do mind, All right, so let me see. from the Zoom, from the ZooTube, I was going to say, from the ZooTube live side of things. Elizabeth Cruz, hi, would love to know if Erik is working with me, and if so, in what way?
He says, you push me aside whenever you just don't really direct your own thoughts. Of course, I come through your thoughts and your personality because you wouldn't recognize me in any other way. And we're very similar. So when we're very similar, and then I say the things that you say, then you say, well, I just made it up. So can I give you a new definition of that term, make it up? He taught me this, by the way, and I teach it in all my classes because it's such a fabulous teaching. Whenever you're trying to connect to your loved ones and you say, I'm just making that up, he said, I want you to redefine the word make it up. Make, you're creating it, that's whatever, up into your divine reality. And you're making it up. Of course you are. You're God and you're in a made up reality. Hello, he says.
Wow.
So if you would stop being afraid of making it up and assume that making it up is a good thing because there's something in there that you didn't know before, because how would you really learn to connect in this way if you have no reference point to knowing what mediumship is like when I connect to you? So of course you make it up. You fake it until you make it. And there's nothing wrong with that because it's not really faking it. There's a lot of real in there mixed with fake. And eventually you start to determine what's real, what's not, and you start to create your reality.
Yeah, it doesn't make a difference where the source is. It could be from your higher self. It could be from Erik. It could be whatever. You just have to find the value in whatever you hear.
Yeah, it's a cutoff point from spirit when people say, oh, I'm just making that up. And
Yeah.
it's on their minds, he says.
Okay. All right. So let's see. Sorry, Ga 1444. Any messages from my spirit team?
Let's talk about your friends.
What now?
Let's talk about your friends.
Oh, okay.
Erik said, friends are those who choose to look upon you and to see only beauty and love and God in you. They're not looking upon you and judging you or looking upon you and secretly having feelings, or in her case, like outright telling her what she should and should not feel and think and do and say and how she should be. So why do you keep submitting to that as being friendship? Just because they've been there forever? Does that long length of time really mean, or because they're family in her case as well? It's both. Are we really going to judge that as that's what needs to happen in friendship? I want you to reevaluate your friendships right now.
Okay. Very good. All right, so we got one from Jay Munch. Hello, my girlfriend and I are trying to get pregnant, and we were wondering if it's going to happen, basically. And listen, I do have a document that if you email me, I'll send you from the doctor's standpoint of how to get. I have gotten so many people pregnant with that. I mean, not me, but with this advice, my advice has. So, so yeah, my email address is emedhus, MEDHUS @gmail.com. But let's see what Erik has to say. Will this happen? And if it's, what's going on?
He said, yes, and Mom, there's certain things I didn't even know about you. I'm kidding, he said.
Oh.
He just had to poke some fun at you.
Of course.
So what about your body? Well, okay, in this case, there's something up with her, and she's viewing this as a block or a limitation that she needs to work on or medicate or get help with allopathically. So what if you stop perceiving your body as being limited in this specific way? And what if you just started saying, you know what, whatever I'm doing, wherever I am, is this presence of love that I have for my partner all the time. Not just during sex and the creation of a baby, but sex, what does that mean? It's a joining to where you can't really discern the difference between you and another person. It's a joining of divine love. So what if that energy connection just extends and extends and extends no matter what you're doing, so that by the time you're physiologically in the groove, Erik said, at that moment, then you create love. You're bringing forth love, and that is blessing the world that you see. So bless the world that you see around you on a daily basis. You know, go be on the market and bless someone. Think about your partner and bless them with that same love. You know, do everything that you can do creatively in that way so that the act of sex in Tantra is endless. And then a baby can come really instantly.
Wow. Is it a spiritual, this particular struggle, a spiritual contract from which they or others are supposed to learn?
He said, can I just talk to you guys about contracts? Why do we need to give them so much power? You don't like that shit, rip it up and throw it out.
Yeah, of course. Yes. Okay.
He said, Mom knows that. So
Well, now I do.
Doesn't matter about these contracts. Yes, there is always one, but you can change it. You can shift it.
It's true. All right, look, I'm trying to use my freaking whiteboard. Nothing. They sent me a dry erase marker. Oh. All right, so thanks, Amazon.
I'm trying to use my whiteboard today too, and he won't let me touch it. He's like, just leave it there.
Oh, maybe it's Erik. Okay. Gail, hi, darlings. Message from I guess Fiona, maybe, please, from the UK.
Okay.
Then we'll go to the Zoom side.
Okay, you're always thinking about what you need to do to be at your highest and best. Erik said, can I just remove that term highest and best from your literal vocabulary? Can we just take it away for a minute? Because what if everything is best and everything is highest or is going to lead you there? So stop asking what I could do to live in my highest and best in this moment. What if in every moment it is the highest and best? And then you are just here to witness how that feels. And just, what if you just changed your whole affirmation from let me live in this moment fully. Let me witness, feel, speak, be, and become this moment literally. Let me feel it, let me taste it, let me take myself ever deeper into life's journey because I want all of me. Affirmation.
That sounds awesome. All right, so from the Zoom side of things, Pearl, sorry if I duplicated my question. I don't think you have. First time on, does Erik have a message for me? I'm going through an emotional time. I'm so sorry, Pearl. We'll get you through it.
It's a loss, he says.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of different messages. Try to keep it quick, but it's going to be hard because this is a lot that she's going through. This is deep grief, deep loss. So her worth, he said, was established through teaching and learning from someone, and that person is not around. That was the way that her mind established her worth. So he said, Pearl, what if your worth is established by you and by the universe and how it works through you, and that nothing you do or think, nothing can be taken from you, and then nothing that you do or think or wish or create is necessary anymore to establish worth. So that's one thing. Just completely renovate your idea of worth. And then the second thing is humility. You're always saying, may I be humble? May I be humble? May I be humble? Do you think that God comes through and just says, you know what? Be meek. There's a difference between humility and meekness. A very different energy of those words. You're acting meek. Humble is sacred. Meek is flattening. So what is humility? This is something that when you realize what it is, it's going to change your life. Humility is realizing that your mind cannot awaken itself. That spirit is that agency given by a grace that knows how to bring you home. And you keep asking, when can I go home? When can I go home? What if spirit knows how to bring you home? You are home.
Yeah. Remember, you are whole and part of God, so you are all that in a bag of chips, dude. Anyway, let's do the next one. By the way, I saw for some reason I messed up and I can't get to the top of the YouTube live thing, figures. But I saw somebody asking if if we could do a full session with Whitney Houston. And yes, that has been done. You can check my YouTube channel, and we've done that. It was amazing. All right, here we go. Morgan Murchison. I'd love to ask thoughts as to why my most common numbers seen are 88 or 888. Is something coming? I get a lot of messages in overall abundance, but not yet seeing a change in the physical. I am super grateful for everything. Any recommendations for me/us? Abraham is shaking their head. Oh, forgot his more than one. Much love and gratitude.
Yeah. So when Erik tries to teach me numbers, he has a very unique way to teach me numbers. And I've never been taught numbers this way. And numbers were not significant to me at all. I was just like, guys, screw it with the numbers. Come on. And then when he taught me it, now I'm like, everything is numbers. I'm like, look, it's 888, it's 222, and 7's a big number of mine. So with 8, he literally was like, okay, put 8 right here. He'll let me use the draw board for this. And take your hands and move it around. Do you realize that it's not about being here? If here, can you guys see this? If here is your past, and if here is your future, the power of 8 is here, he says.
The now.
Yeah. So 8 is not about what's coming. 8 is not about what happened. 8 is about literally when I do this, it's like wu-wei. You know, this principle of balance. Like, I feel like I'm just like moving my energy around, and it's never stopping, and it's ever flowing, and it feels peaceful when I move my hand around in an 8 way. So 8s are about the ever shifting ways that you're going to be when you are so grateful. It's about receiving gratitude and feeling gratitude all the time. It's not about judging what you think is abundance or not, or waiting for something to be different. So his message for you, Morgan, is don't wait for something to be different in the physical.
Wow, that's so powerful. Are we supposed to do this with our hands? Is that an exercise we're supposed to do?
Oh yeah, that is how he teaches me numbers. So
okay, that's awesome. Yeah, so do that.
Yeah, so the 7, this is my favorite number. Oh my gosh, we won't spend too much time on this, but it's about moving upward. You're always upward, you know, and then you're in this lateral place, but you're not also afraid to dip down when you need to as well, and then go back in that direction. So it's very interesting with a 7. Notice you think it stops there, but it doesn't. There's just a lot of infinite space for more 7s.
So cool. What's my number, Erik?
3 right now. 3 is trying to get your attention all the time.
Oh God, good luck with that. All right, let's see here. Keenan B. Hey Erik, love you. 3 short questions. Now we can only take one though. So I'll let Erik pick. First is tips on shifting my vibration toward the goal in mind. What am I doing wrong? Where am I going? Second, did those emails I sent to that group of people have any meaningful impact on them? If so, what? Third, these are 2 questions. Will the surgery I'm considering be successful? What's your take on it? So that's 6 questions.
Right? And they're not short, Erik said.
I just picked one thing to tell Keenan.
So about shifting your vibration towards goals in mind, the fact is you kind of get stuck in your analysis to say if a goal will come to you, and you're thinking that you're creating the goals, but goals are actually coming to you, and then you're tossing them aside, and the universe will send a goal in your direction, and it'll kind of karmically stare you in the face and say, hey, do you want me? This is how thoughts work. They come and they come and they come and they come and they come. Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want another? You have like this with your goals. It's like this, and there's one thing. And you just kind of, all these other things are coming in to help you piggyback onto yourself and kind of like moving up a ladder. So if you have steps on a ladder towards goals, and you know that your one goal is up here, do you not realize that you still have all these steps to go? So when you shove this goal all the way and shove that goal all the way and say, that's not it, then how the hell are you going to get up there, Erik says. So he's being very creatively selective in a way that's very detrimental. There's that. In terms of the emails, he said, and you're doing it again because you're expecting and putting your power into the hands of that group of people to get you to that top goal when you need to walk those steps yourself.
Okay, let's go on to one last question, please. But before I do, I want you guys to check out Pamela's site, and I will put it here too. Pamela, Pamela, Aralyn, AARALYN.com. She's awesome. And also, please hit the subscribe button right now. Please, please, please. I'm trying to get to the 100K subscriber mark. I have no idea why that's important, but just do it without thinking. All right, one more from Elmer. Hi, Elisa, Pamela, and Eric. I saw my mom in my dreams last week. It seemed she's sad. What does she want to tell me? Thank you. I don't know if we can do this without a name, but maybe you could try.
I can with this one.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah, something
good.
is coming through.
Good.
Sometimes I can without names, and sometimes I can't. I like
Yeah.
it. So with this one, she is showing up in that way. And Erik says they sometimes will show up in that way to get your attention because you have got all your attention on how other people, how you think that you need to do things for other people. And they show up and play these roles pretending to be sad or doing that. And your mind puts them in this way, and they will allow for that expansion because you need to shift your focus onto you. She's not sad. She's proud. But she does
Right,
awesome. Need you to shift your focus onto you.
All right, let's do this one because this is one who was raising her hand. Erik, she has several questions. Erik, will I ever find my lost wedding / engagement rings and anniversary bands? And her name is Kathy. But she also asks, or does my mom Susan parentheses Yvonne have any messages for me? So I don't know which one. You want to just do the ring one?
We can do both if you want. It's up to you. But yes, to one of there's an engagement band that will be found.
Where is it?
They're not found together. So there's someone that there's somewhere that she went, and she hasn't been traveling a lot in the time frame. So she should be able to figure this out, Erik says, because there's only one place that she went during that time frame. And the way that I remote view, he's showing me it is like almost like micro, macro, and back again. So I'm seeing something that looks like fiber, and it's blue, and I'm just seeing so deeply into the fiber as if it's just magnified, and it's hiding in this. So it's near to the floor. It's in someone's home. It's near to the floor, home, or actually Erik corrected me and said possibly more like hotel. So,
okay.
Yeah. So, and it's behind something that's wooden. I see like grains of wood, and in between the wood and the wall, and next to blue fiber.
Were the others stolen? Found and stolen?
Yes, but this one.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I would tell the hotel people they need to pony up the dough. All right. So what about her mother, Susan? Parentheses Yvonne.
Yvonne doesn't think about the past in the family anymore. And she's happy that Susan doesn't anymore either. Just that Susan recently just did like this, Yvonne said, and washed her hands of some family drama. And oh my goodness, she couldn't be more proud of you for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys, for putting up with me trying to juggle all these questions. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you in advance for hitting the subscribe button. And again, y'all check out PamelaAralyn.com. Oh, anyway, I'll look it up. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, what am I doing? All right. So thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Erik. Love you both.
I love you too. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget to send the recording.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.